Hey guys, today I want to share with you something that absolutely changed my life. And it's not what you think it is. It is actually a poem. I was never a person that really liked poems. I thought that they sometimes were too hard to understand, and maybe I thought they were girly or whatever. I didn't even want to try with it, and I never really took the time to actually listen to it and understand what they were trying to say. And I heard this poem, and it absolutely changed my life. So today I want to take you through and explain to you my thought process and my understanding of the poem If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Wow, this poem, I hope that it spoke to you like it did me. There's so many things in this, and I kind of want to take it and break it apart just a little bit, just to kind of explain what it means to me. So the first little part, he says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. I think right now, especially in the world, there are a lot of people that are losing their heads, quote to speak. And what I mean by that is they're getting caught up, they're being manipulated, they're buying into something that is not always 100% true. But at the same time, they're getting lost in the emotion of what's going on around them. Sometimes a situation, a pain, an aggravation will come, and we'll get caught up in the emotion of that, and we'll lose our heads, and we'll say things we don't mean, and we'll say things that hurt other people. And I think that what he's speaking to here is in those moments, if you can find that, if you can hold on to your head and not lose your temper, lose control of your tongue in those moments, you'll be much better in life. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. There is a time when your trust and self-worth in yourself may not be as high as it needs to be, and you've got to hold on to that. And everyone around you may be doubting you, and there's a time to push through that, and there's a time to fight through that and ignore those, drown out those voices. Like Noah, continue building the ark regardless of what everyone else says around you. However, on the flip side of that, there is also a time when people on the outside are looking, those close to you, those friends to you, are looking at you going, this may not be a good idea. You're going to have to take that, and you're going to have to internalize that and realize, is this really giving me wisdom, or is this something that I need to push past. That's something that only you can determine. And he's talking about knowing the balance between that, knowing when to listen to those voices and when to not. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting. I know that sometimes we want things to happen. We want them to happen right now and take place immediately. And life doesn't happen that way. Sometimes we have to wait. Sometimes we have to push past and wait and allow things time to grow and to build. And I think if we can hold on and wait well, I think he's encouraging us in those moments to wait well and not be tired of waiting. Or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. There are times in life when people lie about us, when they mistreat us, when they do wrong things to us. And I think that we have to learn in life that we can't do those same things to other people. We don't want to be lied to. We don't want to be hated, so don't do those things. Don't deal out those things. Sometimes it becomes a self-defense mechanism where, we see this person and they're doing well, or they might become a threat to us. So we're going to make up lies. We're going to just hate them because they're either one, doing better, or they might be a threat to us, or whatever. They've done something to us in the past to hurt us. Like, don't deal out that. Don't deal out the lies. Don't deal out the hating. Just keep being you and doing what you have to do. Don't worry about them and don't deal that out. Yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. Remember to have some humility and walk every day in humility, and don't act like a know-it-all. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. I think that way too many times I'm a creative person and I like to dream and think about things. And there was times when I was writing I'm still working on it, but a book that I had been working on. There's times when I was working on this book and I'm still working on it, but I would just lay down in bed every night and I would think, how do I want this to happen? How do I want this to take place in the story? What do I want to happen here? And I would just dream about it every night. And every night I would dream about it, and the next day I would get up and I'd go on and I'd never work on it, but that next night I'd lay down and I'd dream about it again. And I think that we can get lost in our dreams. Sometimes we can get lost in that stuff and not, a dream without legs is useless, and you've got to be able to put some work in and build the thing. It's great to have dreams, but don't get lost in just dreaming, because you'll never wake up. But to realize that, take a dream and make it a reality is one thing, but continuing to dream and dream is something completely different. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, that's kind of self-explanatory. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. This line stands out to me almost more than anything else in this. There's going to be those high moments and there's going to be those low moments in life. And we've got to remember that, whether we have a victory or whether we have a loss, we have to still be the same person. There are people that when they win, they become just obnoxious. And then there are people when they lose, they are terrible, sore losers. And remember who you are and not meet with triumph and disaster in two completely different ways, but to always be continually you in both circumstances. Back to triumph and disaster. The other thing that he's doing here with triumph and disaster, and he calls them imposters. They are not really, they're flashes in the pans. They're in the pan of life. They're just a flash. A triumph is the same as a disaster here. It's a quick moment that goes by. Do not define your life by those flashes in the pans. Do not define your life by your triumphs or your disasters. Define it by what you do every single day, not those little moments in time. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch things you've given your life to be broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. This is something I have to remember all the time, because I'm not always the best communicator. I try to communicate. I'm an internal processor, and I continue to think inside my brain, and sometimes the words don't come out exactly how I mean them. or someone will take and twist something I've said, or will take something that I've built, like even one of these videos, take one of these videos and twist it and make it into something that it's not. If we can know what we stand for and know what it is that's really our intention, and whatever someone else takes and does with it is not defining of who we are and what we are, it doesn't tarnish or diminish our original intention. We've got to remember, okay, yeah, maybe I can communicate better, or yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but that doesn't mean stop speaking because someone's going to take it and twist it. That means continue being you, continue doing you, not worrying about the way that someone is going to twist or shape the things that you've said or done. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginning and never breathe a word about your loss. He's talking about be willing to risk everything that you have, everything that you've done, everything that you are. Be willing to risk that to become something better. And in those moments when you lose, in those moments when it fails and you lose everything, don't talk about it. Don't speak about it. And the same when you win. Don't talk about it. Don't speak about it. Become better from it. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve you long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. He's talking about those moments when you're going to have a passion, a drive, a desire for something that you're building, that you're working on. You might have a desire to, I'm going to get better and fit and work out. It's the beginning of the year, so a lot of people are going to have that. But what the real victors are not those people that go to the gym for the month of January, but those people that, when they don't want to go anymore, when they don't want to do this anymore, those are the ones that are going to show strength and become something better. And the same thing in our lives. When we're building, when we're working on something, when we're creating something, in our relationships, when the lovey feeling, the honeymoon phase is over, hold on, have that will and that determination in you to hold on when it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel good anymore. Push past that and have that will to hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. As we go along in life, as we grow, as we're put in front of crowds, our sphere of influence gets bigger and bigger, and those that we're in connection with and relationship with gets bigger and bigger and more prominent and more important. And I don't want to say more important, more of status. The more status we get, if we can remember the commonplace, where we came from, who we were, those people around us that created us, that helped us become better each and every day. To as you get more successful in life, you're going to not be doing the daily things that each and every person does every single day. That may just happen for you. You may not have time, because time is relevant. Time is the thing that we all have the same amount of. And the more successful you are, the more you delegate those things to other people. But don't forget, when you see the world, one way to look at this is to travel the world and to see new things and to see new cultures, new environments, new religions, new household, new virtues, new values that people hold dear. To see those things, but then not forget where you came from, not forget what it was that you were raised with, what it was that you were raised with, those values and the place that you came from. Don't forget that as you travel the world. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. I think what he's talking about here is that we should build our minds and our mental strength and our emotional strength strong enough that those people that it is one thing to stand up and to bear it when someone you don't know hurts you, but when someone that's very close to you hurts you, it's completely different. And if we can become emotionally and mentally strong enough to be able to withstand both, we're going to be so much better in life, and it will help us immensely in the long run. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. Time is so precious. Time is, a minute is filled with 60 seconds. We only have so much time in a day. If you can use the time that you have to the best of your ability, you will become successful in whatever it is you are doing. We have to learn to manage our time, or our time will manage us. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son. He's ultimately talking about success. If you can do all of these things that he's listed, all of these things that he says, he's saying that you will become successful and the earth will be yours and everything that's in it if you want it, because you will have mastered life and you will have mastered the challenges that life throws at you. You'll know how to deal with each and every one of them. And I think the other thing that we have to think about in this is he wrote this for his son. He wrote this for his son in a as a poem to tell his son how to become a man. And I'm sure it encouraged and inspired his son, but it has encouraged and inspired me, as well as it has millions and millions of other men. A lot of times we do not have a roadmap or a outline of how we're supposed to live our life, how we're supposed to become better, how we're supposed to become successful. Yeah, we have the Bible and we have teachings and stuff that have gone before us. Some of us have parents that speak into that and, direct you and give you guidance on what to do and what you shouldn't do. But this is for those people that don't, or those people that didn't listen. It is for those people that, I want this. I want something. I want to be successful one day. I want to have this life that I've dreamed about. What is it that I need to do? And he talks about in this poem all of these things that if you can do, your future may not look exactly the way that you planned it, but it will be so much better than what you could have imagined, because you'll be able to control your emotions, control the way you think, control yourself and your response to the ever-changing, evolving world around you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you liked it. I hope that it inspired and encouraged you as it did me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite line in this poem was. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. It really helps us grow our reach as well as continue to do more videos like this. I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.